In this nugget, I'd like to chat with you about what I like to call the Parka Principle to explain, first of all, what it is and how it can benefit you. Let's begin. Once upon a time, there was a person named Bob who lived in a very, very cold environment. One day, in the middle of an exceptionally cold winter, it was several degrees below zero outside, and there were icicles hanging from the edge of the roof, and there was a heavy wind blowing the freezing snow sideways. As Bob looked out the window, it was hard for him to see due to the snow and the ice that had built up on that window. And Bob had a problem, because he needed to go outside to go get supplies from a store that was about a half-mile away. Unfortunately, Bob's car was in the garage, and the driveway and garage door had several feet of snow that are all piled up, which prevented Bob from using his car. Bob decided that he was going to go out in the freezing cold on foot to get those supplies. Now, in preparation, he put on some heavy boots to protect his feet. He put on some snow pants to protect his legs. And then Bob took a long, slow look at his parka, which was hanging next to the door. Now, it seems pretty obvious that Bob would leverage that parka and use it to protect himself against the cold, harsh elements that he's about to face. And, as expected, Bob used the parka in preparation to face the cold, hard elements outside. And by using the parka, he was able to have safety on his journey and protect himself because he was well prepared. Now, very similar to Bob facing the cold, harsh outside environment, we too, those of us who may be pursuing certification, we may be facing the cold, harsh reality of a certification exam. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to hand you a parka. So this parka document is part of the Nugget Lab files. So once you log on to cbtnuggets.com, you go to this course. Over on the right-hand side, you'll see the icon for Nugget Lab files to download them. And as part of these Nugget Lab files, I've included some configuration guides and some other documents. Here's our zone-based firewall configuration. Here's the basic ASA Lab bootstrap commands, as well as this Parka document, which is what I'd like to show you right now. So this Parka document is about 21 pages in length. It's a PDF, so everybody can read it. And here's what I envision. After we've gone through all the nuggets together, including the assigned homework from the various nuggets that we've had along the way, I would encourage you, before you go to take certification testing, I would also have you review these 21 pages of tidbits that can assist you on reinforcing many of the concepts that we've talked about in those nuggets. There's also a few gems that I've added that just are additional content that I thought might be interesting to you as well. So if we scroll down in this document, we've got information on IPsec, on privilege levels, some various show commands, many of which we've demonstrated throughout these nuggets, including the tables that describe them. We have the next generation encryption algorithms listed, zone-based firewall information, some additional details regarding the ASA and Telnet. All of these I think would be valuable for you just to review as part of your preparations for certification. I also wanted to share with you a little insight regarding the certification process. As most people are aware, Cisco has the option of asking questions or doing simulations or simlets or applets to help verify the understanding or the knowledge level of the person being tested. And although most of the simulations worked incredibly well, in my experience, there was one that absolutely wouldn't. And so what I did is I had my time managed. I took about 30 minutes. This was about midway through the exam. I took about 30 minutes trying several different ways. For example, on several security appliances, there's more than one way to skin a cat. So I was trying it this way and that way and the other way, and none of them were working. So as part of what I was asked to do, it was a multi-part thing. Part of it worked, the other part wouldn't, no matter what I did. So after 30 minutes, I clicked on the comment button. I left them a nice little note that said, hey, this is messed up. This isn't working. That isn't working. Here's what I tried. That's what didn't work. And the reason I'm sharing that with you is that if in a certification environment there is something that is quote unquote unfair or not working or terrible question, just do the best you can, click on next, and move on. Because I can tell you, based on the blueprint that Cisco has created, and based on what I very recently experienced in the certification environment for 210, 260, an individual like yourself who has joined me as we've gone through these nuggets together and who has done some hands-on practice, especially with the ASA and the ASDM. If you've gone through all these nuggets, you've done some hands-on, and you've reviewed the PARCA document, my friend, you are well prepared for the 210-260 exam as it currently sits. I appreciate you joining me for this nugget. I hope this has been informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.